Hey guys, Gary here. Thanks for watching. So I'll do a quick video here on something I get asked about quite a bit, and that is an insurance for if you are involved in a self-defense shooting. There are at least 5 companies that I can think of that offer a product that is intended to financially help you in the case that you need to use a firearm in self-defense. So if you can afford it, get all of them, because you know, a little bit of coverage is good and lots better, right? I'm going to talk to you about the one that I use, and after this little smidgen here, I interviewed a fellow from the company, and I'll throw that at the end here. So I use Second Call Defense, and they have been around for a few years. I've been using them for well over a year, and actually I set in on a webinar with them to become a recruiter for them, and for a year I have not done anything with that. However, I actually took the webinar about being a recruiter because I just wanted to understand how the product worked better, and that was really the purpose behind it. But figure, you know, might as well, you know, if some people need some guidance, point them in a direction of things they could do, I'll hook them up here and be recruiting. But the deal is, if you use my recruiter number and you sign up for this, the first month you get for free. And so like, you actually will pay for it and they'll reimburse you. When I signed up, my first month reimbursement was I don't know, 4 days it took them to write me a check. So it comes pretty quick. It's not like you know, a mail-in rebate. It actually happens quickly. So I'll put right here is the recruiter number, and I'll leave that up, and follow the links down below. And if you want to sign up, just make sure you put that recruiter number on the form, and they'll reimburse you for the first month. The reason I chose Second Call Defense, actually a good friend of mine at the NRA recommended them, and I trust his judgment, and he's a lawyer and understands, you know, legal stuff, and said, yep, they're good to go. So the thing that I really liked about them was I could pay monthly, and like, I got teenage kids and shit, so there's probably a lot of folks out there like, man, I just can't pay for a year's worth of anything at once. Nobody pays for their car insurance a year at a time either. So this monthly option for me was great, and I was like, yep, I'm going to do it because I can pay monthly. And there's multiple tiers, from like $10 up to like $50 a month, and I'm doing the $20 a month one because I thought I could afford that. It comes right out of my checking account. I don't even notice. You can do whatever one you like, or none of them, you know, whatever floats your boat. But if you're going to do one, again, I'll hook you up with a free month's worth. And the number is 20537. For those of you who, some people like to listen to these videos and not watch them, like while they're driving and shit, so 20537. Or when you get somewhere, you can go back and watch it and look at the number. Anyhow, without further ado, here is the interview with Aaron Kirkland of Second Call Defense, and hopefully that answers any even more of your questions you may have. If you have any questions that aren't answered in this video, just shoot me a message here on Facebook or on YouTube, or send me a message on Facebook, or get off the X or wherever, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Take it easy. Gary here. I'm here with Aaron, and from Second Call Defense, and so I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Sure. Yep.
Right. Yep. What is Second Call Defense?
Second Call Defense is the most comprehensive legal and financial protection for the defense of use of firearm. Okay. If you use a firearm to defend yourself, we take care of everything from trigger to trial so that you don't have to worry about that. It's already been stressful enough, the scenario you find yourself in, so we want to take the stress off of you, make sure that everything from there goes smoothly.
I like it. So for you guys who may not realize, I've been a member for a little over a year. Haven't had to use it. Obviously, we've been in contact with each other already. And I really like what is offered. And like, one of the things I thought was unique was, depending what level, there was like replacement of firearms and mental health aspects. Essentially, with someone to talk to afterwards.
Overlooked by a great many people.
Right.
Something that, you know, a lot of people out there wouldn't think to maybe spend their money on something like that.
Right.
afterward because it's out of pocket, it's an expense. But we then find out months or even years down the road that there's PTSD issues coming from these very stressful situations, and with it being a benefit of your membership in Second Call Defense, people are more likely to take advantage of that. You pick a therapist, we simply pay for it, you to go.
Which is outstanding. We tell our students all the time that if 3 years down the road you need a gun because of what happened, you lost that gunfight still, and like that's a terrible way.
Right.
That's the worst way to lose that gunfight.
Yep.
So I know there's a bunch of other companies out there, or a few other companies that offer similar things. What makes Second Call Defense unique in the industry?
Well, okay. A couple of different things you can find out there. I'll start with one of them, and that's like a prepaid legal type plan.
We've heard of those.
So if you're tied into a prepaid legal, what you have is a network of attorneys that are already signed on with this company.
Right.
And they're maybe licensed to practice law in certain areas, certain jurisdictions. You're fine because they've got their guys and their top-notch guys in that area. You find yourself, however, traveling or on vacation, or maybe in one of those places where they don't cover anything, or where they don't have a license to practice law. They don't have any of their staff attorneys in that jurisdiction at all. You basically are going to have to work with an attorney that is willing to contract with that prepaid legal organization and accept the pay that they're willing to give. I'm not sure about you, but I think I would rather simply have the attorney hired and have here's the amount that's available to use what you need, and within these limits.
So the Second Call Defense Network encompasses
Second Call Defense. We are going to refer to you the top criminal defense attorneys in the geographic location where the incident takes place.
Okay.
Period.
Yep.
Here's the top 2 or 3. We use a very sophisticated method to choose those attorneys. We don't keep lists. Lists get old. Lists get stale. Attorneys get disbarred. They move out of the jurisdiction. They stop working. They get lazy. Whatever.
Yep. Retire.
So you don't know when and where the situation is going to arise.
Right.
We're not going to be able to tell you what attorney would we use in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania today, because we haven't done that research today. If somebody calls and uses our services, then that's going to implement the personal crisis manager going through the process of picking the attorney in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania today in the actual jurisdiction where the court case would be heard. And then you're going to get those folks referred to you, and you pick which one you want, which one can you work with. We're simply going to pay the bills.
I like it.
So that's how it differs from prepaid legal. We go to every state of the union, including the U.S. territories. So if you have a firearm and you use it to defend yourself, even if it's not your gun, and you're on the island of St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and you take the bad guy's gun away from him and you use it to defend yourself, we got you. We got your back.
I like it.
Yeah. So that would be how it would differ from prepaid legal. Let's talk about a straight-up insurance plan. Now, there's a big misconception about us out there, and some of the competitors like to say that, oh, those Second Call Defense guys, they're just insurance. That's just another insurance plan. There's a big difference between us and insurance. An insurance plan, if there's an insurance plan out there for self-defense, let's say the NRA has one. It's been around for over 20 years. If you have just an insurance plan, federal law prohibits an insurance company from paying you a dime while you're under criminal investigation. We can't give you any money. You can't murder your spouse, cash in the life insurance policy, use the money from the life insurance policy to pay the attorney to get you off for murdering your spouse.
Right.
It's in there for a reason, so bad guys can't use insurance for nefarious purposes, but there's no caveat for the good guy. There's no but. You use the firearm, you press the trigger, you defend your life, you stop that threat with prejudice, you're a person of interest in a homicide investigation. Until that's cleared up, no insurance premiums can be paid out to you for any reason.
Okay.
What we've done is created the Second Amendment Support Foundation. We write a grant to your bail bondsman up to your benefit level. We write a grant to your attorney for the retainer to secure their services. And then we simply pay the bills with grants as they come due, and we pay for your entire legal finances that is necessary to fight your court battle when you need it, which is up front. You don't have to take out another mortgage on your house. You don't have to rate your 401k. You don't have to take everything out of your savings, max out your credit cards to pay this legal bill and wait for the 2, maybe 3 years, a year, maybe 6 months. We don't know yet, but you don't have to wait for that money to get reimbursed to you by the insurance.
Completely save your lifestyle, I should say. We all hear stories about guys where they mortgage their house to make bail. Now, how do they pay for their lawyer? Or they decided to sit out in jail because they wanted to use the money to pay for a lawyer. Now they don't have a job and their family's falling apart because they're spending all their time in jail waiting for everything to clear.
Yep.
It's a horror story.
Yep. One of the big things you don't hear about is, yes, the person survived the self-defense shooting. Yes, ultimately they were exonerated, but the divorce rate among those families is tremendously high, and later on down the road, the suicide rate is tremendously high. And again, if you take your own life later, then you still lost that gun battle.
Exactly.
We want to make sure that the good guy does not fear financial or legal ramifications because they did the right thing.
I'm always worried that someone will not do the right thing because that's what goes through their head at the moment that they're needed. They're going, I can lose my house, I can lose this, I can lose that.
And they hesitate.
Yes.
And they lose a gun battle in a much more abrupt manner.
Yep, and then that's a fear of mine because the thousands of students, I don't want to see them lose for any reason. I try to tell them that that's a weight that they should not be thinking about when what they need to do is take care of the problem.
All you need to be thinking about is I'm in threat of serious bodily harm or death immediately or right now.
Yep. Great. So those are some of the differences, and there's more differences. I'm going to put some links down here that you can follow and whatnot. There is a deal. I have a recruiter number. I'm going to put it here in the video, and if you use that on the website, the number that I give you, you pay for your first month, and within not too long, you get a check back refunding that first month.
Yeah, depending on the day of the week, a couple of days, and how quickly it's processed.
I think mine took like 5 days. I was like, wow, I really expected, most places go, oh, you'll get your 6 to 9 weeks plus processing, blah, blah, whatever. And it was right there right away.
If it's a Thursday or a Friday, you might not get it till Monday or Tuesday. If it's a Monday or a Tuesday, you're probably going to have it by Wednesday.
Nice.
Usually.
So there's some your money for the weekend.
Yes.
Great. All right, so if you got any questions, check the links below, and feel free to use the number down there to get your first month reimbursed to you. There's a couple of different levels. 4, I believe.
Right now we actually have 3 levels, and then we have what's called the Ultimate Plus, which really essentially is not another level. It just gives you the opportunity to pay a little bit more and double the criminal defense cap.
All right, right on. So, I guess, I looked at the graphic. It wasn't really a separate level.
All the benefits are the same. You just you know what? I'd rather have $100,000 criminal defense, or $100,000, I believe, or $1 million. I don't know. We just did that in January. We dropped a couple of the levels off there that weren't very popular any longer, and changed some things around. We added a new benefit. I don't know if you were aware of that, but it's on-site cleanup or aftermath cleanup.
Oh.
So maybe, when you join, I forget what level membership you are, but you probably...
Defender, I believe.
You're a Defender level, so you have now $1,000 available to clean up your home. Let's say that
physical cleanup.
Bad guy kicks down your door. This is something a lot of people don't grasp. Your homeowner's or renter's insurance has something in it called an intentional act exclusion.
Oh.
So they will fix the door that bad guy kicked down. However, they will not fix bullet hole in the wall from your gun. They will not repair the blood stains in the carpet and the carpet padding that needs torn up and replaced. They won't pay for the crew to come in and make sure there's no biological contaminant left in your home afterward either. Why? Because you did that.
And that's certainly not something that I want to
do.
Yeah.
Exactly. So $1,000 at the Defender level to make sure that happens for you, and $2,000 at the Ultimate level to make sure somebody comes in and cleans up after it. That hopefully will be done, post haste, and you won't be walking around that for
professionals.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to mention out there is one of the things I really liked was the ability to pay monthly. And you can pay yearly.
You can do an annual membership.
Do an annual membership. I do the monthly membership because I don't notice it. I literally don't. It's just every couple of months when I'm looking through a bank statement, like, oh yeah, that came out. I need to pay attention to it.
And it's budgetable.
Right. Because if it's a large sum at once, people always find a reason to say, oh, I'll get that next month. This month I have braces or whatever for the little ones. and then it gets put off too long. So I really appreciate the monthly
You
option.
know, a little known aspect to that monthly option, it gives you an ability to be flexible. You can change your membership level. If you're going to be traveling on vacation, bump it up to the higher level for the next month while you're going to be traveling. So the month before, go to the ultimate.
Yep.
While you're traveling through 5 or 6 different states, transporting a firearm on a hunting trip, or your self-defense firearm.
Yep.
And then when you get home, bump it back down to your maintenance level, the defender level. Just use that flexibility.
Yeah, which works out great for people who have a budget. And,
Yeah.
everybody I know pretty much has some type of budget limit.
You don't get locked into that high premium.
I like it. All right, well, thanks, Aaron, for all the information. Dan.
Thank you.
And,
No problem.
hopefully
Anytime.
this is informative to everybody out there. And thanks for watching. Take it easy. Shit, I no hit the target.